you got to rank the items on that list. What should I actually be working on first, second, third, etc.? Okay, well, here's the key. You can't rank anything unless you actually have some criteria. Make sense? Well, how do I rank things? I have to have criteria. Okay? Where's the criteria come from? Oh yeah. Criteria comes from, I actually have to have goals or a goal for that week. Weeks lead to months, months lead to quarters, quarters lead to years, etc. But this is so important. Like I said, I'm kind of old school, so my ranking, I use little star signs next to the things that I know I got to get that done. I know I got to get that done. So that's rank. That's the next step. Now, another next very important step is we call this taking the elephant to court. So you chunk it down. Chunk it down. We know you got to make things small if you're actually going to get them done. If you take on, I use newsletters a lot because I can remember the first time many, many years ago when I said, I'm going to start doing newsletters. And I would sit down at my desk, excuse me, I'm taking a little sip of my soda. I'd sit down at my desk and say, today I'm writing a newsletter. And I would get started. And it would be like 3 hours before I get that finished. Why? Because I didn't really have a plan going into it. When I decided how to do it right, I said, okay, first of all, chunk it down. What do I want to get done today? Well, obviously I just want to know the content, so I outline all my content, and I might take the first 2 paragraphs and say, that's what I'm going to do today, and then I'm done. So you can chunk things down, and then you'll get action, you'll get results. Number 4, the last one, number 4, okay? Really important. Schedule it. Take that task. It doesn't have to be, don't use your calendar just to put appointments in for people. Use your calendar to put appointments in for people and your tasks, so that you don't have this white space in your calendar, and because that white space usually gets wasted anyway. Schedule something around that, and you can schedule tasks. Download, critical. That's critical up here in your head. Rank, obviously, then you know you're working on the stuff that matters. Chunk it down means that you make it small enough to act on it and make progress. Number 4, then schedule that. 4 critical points for time management. Okay? So, good luck. I know it's tough, and you're going to need somebody to keep pushing you, to assume at least these 4.
And that's where coaching comes into place, right?
Well, I guess that's where coaching...
Someone holds you responsible.
Yes.
So, yeah, because you can do it yourself, you can try to do it yourself, and then you only have yourself to keep you accountable. Because with my scheduling, I know I've got at least 5 projects that are on my desk right now. And I guess the saying goes, I love deadlines, especially the whooshing sound they make as they pass you by.
If you like that sound, then okay. If it's a whooshing sound of you being able to check off the box...
No, it's the whooshing sound of a deadline going, like here's the deadline. So basically, I do have 3 projects that have drop-dead deadlines. They are videos for fundraiser benefits, and I know the exact dates, and I've got all those dated 2 weeks prior to those event dates, because if you miss a large event date, that video now becomes worthless.
Absolutely. Anything that's time sensitive, you've got to put it into your download, rank. Hopefully you've chunked it down already, but this one,
right? And
then of course, scheduling.
Because there's some projects they're those like honey-do lists. Like, okay, yes, I need to straighten out my bookshelf. That's not a top priority, and probably on a ranking, it comes like last after everything else is done. But then again, it never gets done because it's the lowest ranking item.
Well, here's the other tip, if I may, because that was a great story. The other tip is if you have something on your to-do list that just continues to hang on, it's like they have their own P.O. box on your to-do list, right? Mail comes to them, like every other day. You'd go, okay, if I'm not addressing that, like at all, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not uncommon for a month, just take it off the list. Just get it off. Just get it off the list because it really at that point is a distraction. So again, if there's something that you haven't acted on for an extended period of time, and it is like it has its own mailbox kind of a thing, then just get rid of it.
But isn't that what 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is for? Is to get those items done?
2 a.m. to 4 a.m.? I will never coach anybody to do that. No.
Or weekends. We should go weekends.
And I won't coach people to do that either. I want them to be able to run their business, manage their business, and have the luxury of family and time, because that is self.
Actually, here we go. Delegate. There we go. There's the answer. If you don't have time and it's not on your, it's always on your list, and if it's cutting into profitability time, delegate it to someone who can do it for a fraction of the cost, and it gets it done.